I am Veronica Dan Ikoy. And as usual, I have Ibrahim Shita in the studio with me this morning. Ibrahim, good morning. We both know why we're laughing. It's fine.
Good morning to you. Don't let us go there.
All right, we have a series of issues to look at this morning. We're looking at the matter of Mohbad's passing that is still very much in the news. And then President Bola Tinubu at the United Nations General Assembly, a compelling speech he made, because I was looking through that speech this morning. We'll delve into it. We're also looking at his economic plan for the country. And then we're also talking about cultism, the issues that we have been seeing resulting from cultist activities here and there across the country, and some other issues as we get along. But first, let's look at this matter about Mohbad. The controversial circumstances leading up to the death of Afrobeat singer Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Imole Aloba has birthed the hashtag Justice for Mohbad movement, and it continues to gain traction across the country and some other countries abroad. Rallies, protests, and candlelight processions are being held in honor of the late singer. Just like during the NSAS protests to end police brutality, Nigerians are once again united in their cry for justice. The uproar that has followed countless videos and revelations on the bullying and constant threat to life endured by the late singer from members of his former music label, Malian Records, continues to move Nigerians to sympathy, and it has succeeded in uniting people of different ethnic groups, religions, and political affiliation. All right, there's an amateur videos that you saw earlier that we're showing you of protests in some parts of the country. We hear there was a protest in Edo State as well as Ogun State, and we know that a lot of persons have been, talking about this protest. Like we mentioned earlier, there's also some persons who go to events and, there's a cancel culture right now towards Malian Records and their music being played at parties, at events, and all of it. We've been seeing this movement building up after the passing of Ilerioluwa Aloba Mohbad, aka Mohbad. And it's good to see that there's some form of unity calling for justice. We have seen that happen before. But how far is that going to go to achieving the desired result and gaining closure for his family, his wife, his son, and those who are close to him is one thing to be seen. We recall that the police command in Lagos actually put together a 13-man panel to addressing to investigating this matter, and even Lagos State government invited the DSS to be a part of that panel that will be investigating the matter. Although some Nigerians have criticized the governor for bringing in the DSS, saying that this is an investigative matter, a criminal case that the police should handle. Was the essence of bringing in the DSS? Is he saying that the DSS or the police cannot handle this matter on their own? But the governor understands why he's bringing in the DSS. He understands, and I cannot hold brief for him at this point. But it's good to see that steps are being taken to ensure that there is justice seen to be done.
It's very important because if it was the police, Nigerians do not really have much trust in the police. If it was the police alone, they would say the police may not do good job. DSS, you can trust them that they've got credible intelligence, they know how to ferret information out of whatever it is. But it's so, yeah.
Before you continue, we quickly need to take this track up with regards to the protests. Some persons speaking while they were out protesting, I think in Edo State or Ogun State, as the case may be.
Here to pay our tribute and at the same time indulge Nigerian police force, Nigerian government to make sure the cause of the death of Mohbad is known to us, and then justice is going to be preserved at the end of the day.
I am a mother. Tomorrow it might be my kids, it might be my husband. So we need to speak up. We say no to unnecessary bully. We say no to oppressors. We say no to unnecessary family entitlements.
We are all outside for Mohbad, of course. We are all outside for Mohbad. We want justice for Mohbad. Obviously, you know, personally, when I heard about Mohbad's death, I was like, being a DJ, Naira Marley has actually killed his fame by himself. Do you know why? Do you want me to tell you why? While Mohbad was still living, many people were taking Mohbad's voice for Naira Marley. You understand? They saw whenever Mohbad dropped a hit, they would believe it was Naira Marley that actually dropped it.
So many issues raised from that video. The matter of the Malian Records taking credit for most of the songs the guy sang, because until he died, I did not know who he really was and some of the songs he sang, because a lot of persons felt like, oh, he sang the song, really? Because we have heard, of course, if you're in your car, if you are in some places, you just hear the songs and people just felt, oh, maybe it is so person, not knowing that it was Mohbad that sang the song. Then the other issue is the aspect of bullying. It's a critical matter. This guy talked about how he was being bullied, his life being threatened up until his death, and he really did not want to die. So he kept speaking about some of the issues that he went through.
It was as if no one listened to him. No,
Absolutely.
you know, according to what some people said, they said Nigeria failed him. They said those were supposed to investigate into, because he had written petitions. So I also learned. You know, it's a good one that Nigerians, the youth, are speaking up. Yesterday we talked about the youth and their role in ensuring justice in anything that is done in this country. And it's nice that, you know, they hit the street calling for justice, and they are not, they are orderly, they are not disorderly. They are simply calling for justice, and we just have to be sure that, we have to make sure that no one infiltrates them. And use them for political gains. You know how the NSAS of a thing turned out. But this time around, it's between civilian and civilian. It's not between the civilian and the security agents. But security agents that have been contracted to do this job, to investigate into this matter, because all fingers are pointing to the Malian record, Naira Marley. But, you know, you can't confidently or evidently say, no, you can't confidently say he's responsible if you don't have the evidence, rather. So I feel the best thing to be done is to investigate into the matter. If truly is found culpable, then anyone found culpable should be brought to justice. So justice is very key because there are too many allegations. And one thing I'm always afraid of is the fact that the music industry seems more like a dark world. The entertainment industry looks like a lot of things are going on, there that when you hear about them, you're quite afraid that why is all of these things happening? Why is this entertainment industry so bad? So you see some people, they try to make ends meet for themselves without joining bad gangs. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, even within politics.
And then you see that they are not making as much progress. Although there are those who do not join bad gang and have made progress over the years.
They had to wriggle their way through the way up, So it's very important that if you want to strike the chord, if you want to strike it rich, you don't cut corners. You don't go to bad gangs. You don't go to people that will. If you have good name to protect, you don't go joining bad gangs. And I feel it also speaks to the fact that the government needs to look into the activities of the youth whenever any venture they get into. For instance, talking about the music world, it's very key that, okay, for instance, I understand that there was a time he was trying to shoot a video and they went there to with cutlass, machetes and all of that to attack them, to disrupt the whole thing. So that's bullying. That's not proper. So whenever petition is written, whenever complaints are lodged to the security agents, they should get on it. They should not look at, okay, this person is a big wig, he has more money to buy justice. It doesn't make sense.
Right. One thing I would ask the police to do this time is to ensure that they make this process as transparent as possible. And the whole processes, as they go through it, they make it known to the public by communicating appropriately, because that is where, how restless Nigerian youth are. Now we are seeing them protest. And so if they wait for a certain period and they are not hearing anything from the police,
Yeah,
who is now handling the case as it is, then they become restless, saying that, oh, we may not get the justice we require, and might begin to take laws into their hands. So on the part of the police, they have to ensure that they are communicating as often, as regularly as possible to the youth, to make them understand, okay, the processes they are going through. They have said that they might go as far as exhuming the body because it has been buried, which was also a major concern for a majority of Nigerians, why he was hurriedly buried and the manner in which he was buried. So that was even one of the things that, sparked all of this reaction that we are seeing. So the police must ensure that it is transparent as possible, carry everybody along, ensure they have maybe press conferences as regularly as possible. This is how far we have come. This is what we have done. This is what we have achieved. We still have some steps to go. And then I will also want to appeal to the youth to be patient. To be patient at this point. If there are those the police can work with to ensure, because we've seen some persons who wield some level of influence among the youth, who can rally around the youth to tell them, okay, you know what, we are working with the police. This is how far we are going. Just give us some time. Be confident that the police will get to the bottom of this. We are here in your best interest. That is what we are here to do. And so it would be good to see that. Now, this justice is not just for the youth, the Nigerian youth, because, yes, it will go a long way to trusting the government
there are reactions from outside Nigeria.
The government intends to do something with regards to this matter, but also for parents whose children might be going through issues like this, who might be bullied, not just in the world of entertainment, but in secondary schools, who could also say that, okay, this might be a channel or an opportunity for me to begin to go through these channels to get justice for my child, be it at secondary, primary, whatever level your child is in, because this matter of bullying is not just in the entertainment world, but it cuts across. So as it is now, there's a whole lot on the table for the police to handle. We have to leave the conversation here.